In 2001, Microsoft executives sat in a room debating if they should burn $4 billion on a risky gamble called Xbox. Sony's PlayStation 2 was dominating the market, and many thought Microsoft was making a catastrophic mistake entering the console wars. 20 years and 5 console generations later, that gamble transformed into a multi-billion-dollar empire. Microsoft's journey reveals fascinating engineering decisions and strategic pivots at every step. How does the Xbox team conceptualize these gaming machines? What secretive development processes unfold in Redmond? Today, we'll explore the remarkable evolution of Xbox, from initial whiteboard sketches to the finished console that powers your gaming experiences, with insights from the engineers who made it happen. Before we begin diving into our story, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Picture this, it's the late 1990s. Microsoft is dominating the world with Windows and Office, but behind closed doors at their Redmond headquarters, executives aren't celebrating. They're panicking. The threat? Not another software company, but Sony's PlayStation 2. Microsoft executives saw something profoundly concerning. The PlayStation 2 threatened to become the central computer in living rooms across America, potentially pushing Windows out of homes altogether. The journey began in 1998, when a small group of Microsoft engineers, including Seamus Blackley, Kevin Backer, Sato Burks, and Ted Hayes, started working nights and weekends on an unsanctioned skunkworks project. Their first prototype, which they called the Direct Xbox, was essentially a modified Dell PC running Windows 2000, a Windows computer disguised as a gaming device. When they pitched the concept to Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer, the reception was lukewarm. Ballmer challenged the team with brutal financial projections. "Do you realize how much money we're going to lose?" Internal forecasts predicted losses exceeding $900 million during the console's first 4 years. Throughout Microsoft, executives questioned whether the company should venture so far from its software roots. Hardware development required entirely different expertise and manufacturing capabilities than Microsoft's high-margin software business. Even the name faced internal battles. The marketing team hated Xbox. It tested poorly in focus groups. Alternative names like Windows Entertainment Project were seriously considered before they settled on the shortened version. Bill Gates initially insisted the console run on Windows CE, arguing this needs to advance our platform strategy. This would have severely limited gaming performance. After months of technical debates and demonstrations, Gates relented, allowing the team to create a custom operating system optimized for gaming. This critical decision enabled the Xbox team to secure partnerships with Intel for processors and Nvidia for graphics chips, relationships that gave the console legitimate technical credibility. When the Xbox launched in November 2001, it featured specifications that made competing consoles look antiquated. An Intel Pentium 3 processor, hard drive storage, and a dedicated graphics processor delivering PC-quality visuals. The original Xbox represented remarkable hardware for its time. It was the first console with a built-in hard drive, enabling features like memory card-free saving and custom music soundtracks, capabilities that seemed magical in 2001. The Xbox 360 may have launched to critical acclaim in 2005, but beneath its sleek white exterior lurked a catastrophic design flaw that would soon bathe millions of living rooms in an ominous red glow. While Microsoft had successfully established itself in the console market, its engineering inexperience was about to become painfully apparent through what gamers would come to know as the Red Ring of Death. 3 crimson lights signaling a general hardware failure that rendered consoles completely unusable. The issue affected a staggering 23.7% of all Xbox 360 consoles, predominantly caused by thermal design issues. The scale of the disaster forced Microsoft to make an unprecedented financial decision, setting aside $1.15 billion solely for warranty repairs. A company primarily known for Windows and Office software was suddenly facing one of the most expensive public hardware failures in gaming history. The Red Ring catastrophe represented a humbling wake-up call that creating reliable hardware required a completely different skill set than developing software. Like a championship team suffering a devastating playoff loss, Microsoft stood at a crossroads: retreat from hardware manufacturing or fundamentally transform their approach. They chose transformation. "We had to completely rethink our approach to hardware," recalled one senior engineer. "It wasn't enough to just fix the problem. We had to change our entire engineering culture." In 2008, Microsoft established a dedicated hardware research facility with a singular mission: understand why their consoles were failing and ensure it never happened again. The company rebuilt their hardware philosophy from the ground up, recruiting veteran engineers from hardware powerhouses like Apple and Dell, bringing in decades of combined experience in thermal management and reliability. The new facility implemented testing protocols that would have seemed extreme by previous standards. Engineers developed temperature cycling chambers that subjected prototypes to brutal conditions, from Arctic -40 degrees Fahrenheit to a sweltering 140 degrees Fahrenheit. These torture tests identified weaknesses in components long before they reached consumers' homes, simulating years of use in just days. When development of the Xbox One began in 2013, thermal management became the central consideration around which the entire console was designed. The bulkier, more ventilated appearance reflected Microsoft's new hardware philosophy, where reliability trumped sleek design. The heat dissipation system was completely reconceived, with larger vents and a substantial cooling fan that prioritized consistent performance. Microsoft's obsession with reliability extended further, with specialized robotic testing arms that would press controller buttons millions of times and a dedicated anechoic chamber to measure precise console noise levels. These extreme measures weren't merely technical solutions. They symbolized a profound cultural shift within Microsoft toward hardware excellence. By the time development began on the Xbox Series X, Microsoft had completed its transformation from software giant to hardware innovator. The Series X's custom vapor chamber cooling technology allowed the console to deliver unprecedented performance in a remarkably compact form factor, representing the culmination of lessons learned from the Red Ring debacle. Behind that sleek Xbox in your living room lies a manufacturing odyssey that would make most Fortune 500 companies nervous. While you're enjoying the latest game release, few realize that Microsoft's dedicated factories are simultaneously running AI-powered inspection systems with 4K cameras that can spot defects invisible to human eyes. Just one step in a process that transforms raw silicon into gaming machines at a rate of 1 million units every month during peak production. The journey of every Xbox begins in the minds of approximately 300 engineers working within Microsoft's secretive advanced technology group. Their work starts roughly 3 years before the final product reaches stores. In specialized labs, these engineers sketch initial concepts, test component configurations, and make the critical decisions that will define the next generation of gaming hardware. The most consequential phase of Xbox creation happens years before launch day. Microsoft must finalize the specifications for the custom silicon that will power the console long before manufacturing begins. This early commitment represents a high-stakes gamble, where miscalculations could cost hundreds of millions in wasted development. Microsoft is locked into their decisions once they're made. This specialized hardware development unfolds through an intricate partnership with AMD. Microsoft engineers work directly alongside semiconductor specialists to create custom CPUs and GPUs optimized specifically for the unique demands of console gaming. These components are designed exclusively for Xbox, delivering precisely the performance characteristics needed to differentiate from competitors. Once designs are finalized, production begins across manufacturing facilities spanning 3 continents. Microsoft operates factories distributed across China, Vietnam, and Mexico, each specializing in specific components or assembly processes. This approach provides resilience against supply chain disruptions while leveraging regional expertise. On the factory floor, robotic eagle eyes in the form of AI-powered visual inspection systems scrutinize every console. These 4K cameras detect imperfections invisible to humans with 99.9% accuracy, ensuring consistency across millions of units. The early design decisions made by the Advanced Technology Group are validated here, as their engineering specifications are verified in real time. Each Xbox must then prove its reliability through a grueling 24-hour burn-in testing period, running intensive software designed to stress every component before packaging. This extensive testing ensures the console will perform reliably during demanding gaming sessions. Coordinating this operation requires managing hundreds of components from over 120 suppliers. A dedicated logistics team forecasts demand years ahead, ensuring components arrive at factories at precisely the right time. By the time an Xbox reaches your home, its components have traveled more than 20,000 miles through this global supply network, nearly equivalent to circumnavigating the Earth. The console represents the culmination of years of engineering, precise manufacturing, and rigorous testing, all invisible to the player enjoying their latest gaming adventure. Looking at Xbox today reveals a profound shift in Microsoft's gaming strategy. As Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, explained, the business isn't about how many consoles you sell. The business is about how many players are playing the games that they buy, how they play. This philosophy has transformed Xbox into a comprehensive gaming ecosystem. Microsoft now views cloud computing giants like Amazon and Google as primary competitors, with Azure powering its cloud gaming services. The company has strategically positioned itself for mobile gaming's growing importance. What began defensively against Sony has evolved into one of Microsoft's most innovative divisions, a testament to how risk and adaptation drive revolutionary success. What gaming risks do you think paid off most? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting videos.